Hey, what's up, MeMe? I appreciate you letting me do your reading. All right, so let's see what we have here. I'm looking at your chart, and we have Libra Sun, Cancer Moon, Pisces Rising, and Virgo Venus. Okay, so MeMe, your Libra Sun tells me that you love love, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? You love being in partnership or marriage, and being in a partnership or marriage is a huge, huge part of who you are, right? And with that, sometimes your identity is wrapped up in partnership, wrapped up in your partner's identity, right? To a degree where sometimes you might even lose your own identity, right? Trying to match up with them, be ultra compatible with them, and just making it a huge part of who you are, your existence, right? And sometimes that blurs the lines between your dream world and your reality or real world. And so, with that, it, you have found yourself in positions where you have been like a victim, right? Or have been victimized, right? That particular kind of energy in the past have kind of set you up for failure. Because we're individuals, you're an individual, your partner is individual, and it is very, very important to maintain uh, that sense of individuality even within a partnership. Now, your Capricorn moon tells me that sometimes you can come off a little bossy, all right? And with that Capricorn, that moon, it's like, I'm sure that you've heard your partner say, "Hey, you're not my mother," right? Because it gives parent, that that parent energy if you're not mindful, if you're not careful, right? And sometimes what you do is that you try to be their mamas or nurture them to try to get them to be something that they may not naturally be, right? And I think the thought process is, well, if I do this for him, if I'm available, if I'm this and I'm that, and all of that is not a bad thing, but when it's too much, then it makes the relationship unbalanced. Because of course you're supposed to be nurturing to your partner, you're supposed to be supportive to your partner, but keep in mind that you're not your partner's parent, right? And so the role of a parent versus the role of a partner is different. And I think that sometimes you blur that line because it's like you want to raise them to be the partner that you want them to be. And either they're a good partner or they're not a good partner. Either you know, you're compatible with them or you're not compatible with them. And really, there's no amount of love or nurturing or support that you can give another person that makes them something that they're not, if that makes any sense, right? So, with that, Pisces rising, it just kind of ties into uh, that delusional thought process, right? With that Pisces rising, you ignore red flags, right? Once you connect with someone, you ignore the red flags, and you try to paint the red flags pink in rainbow colors and bright fruity colors when they're red flags, right? You get wrapped up in the dreamy aspect of the relationship or the partnership or the potential of it, to where again it sets you up for failure, and it leaves you in a like a martyr, like, I did this for you, I did that for you, I was this, I was that, and now you are an asshole to me. Well, they were an asshole in the very beginning. It's just that you didn't see it. You thought it was cute, you thought it was funny, you thought it was sexy, or whatever the situation is, right? Now, I see that your Virgo Venus is in your seventh house. So again, very important partnership is very important to you. Again, what that kind of tells me is that you could potentially worry the shit out of your partner, right? You might have expectations of them that is too high, and because that Virgo energy is perfection. You want perfection, right? And we know that nobody is perfect. So the expectation, even for someone that is compatible with you, if you come across someone that is compatible with you, you're gonna have to pick, and I'm not saying settle, but you're going to have to let go of some of the expectations that you have on your partner. And part of that is expecting them to heal you and to be to you what you aren't even to yourself. And that's loving yourself, respecting yourself, having high expectations of yourself, not expectations that you yourself can exceed or meet, but just having realistic expectations, not living in a fantasy land, not living in a dreamland, right? So, just make sure that you're not nitpicking your partner, and as well as you're not overly critical of yourself, because again, you know that you're not perfect, and sometimes you dwell on that, especially after failed relationships, right? So just be mindful of that as well. Now, just looking at your chart briefly, all right, this is not a full reading, but it's just a quick little profile read. Uh, I think that you would be compatible with, like, say, a Venus or a Taurus, right? Uh, I think that a Taurus would help to ground your air energy out, right? And I think a Taurus is going to have the loyalty. Now, again, this is a surface level reading, right? We would also have to take a look at your partner's chart as well. But on surface level, Taurus would be a good mate for you uh, under the right circumstances. I think that Taurus, like I said, is going to ground you, is going to also express love, I think, in a similar fashion. Now, you need someone that is grounded as well. So, a Virgo could be good for you, love wise, because your Venus is in Virgo. You all will just have to make sure that y'all not nitpicking each other to death. But I think that would be a good partner for you simply because Virgo rules your seventh house. The seventh house is the house of partnership and relationship, right? I think also a Capricorn is would be a good match for you. I feel earth signs, right? So the Capricorn, the Taurus, the Virgo, they would be, like, I would say, top matches, right? And that's of course if they don't have any super challenging aspects in their chart and super challenging aspects to your chart. But on surface level, I think that earth signs are going to help ground you because Libra is an air sign, you know and sometimes you can be all in your thoughts, overthinking things. And with that Capricorn moon, earth sign, that's going to balance you out, ground you, as well as the Virgo Venus, earth sign, balance out that love. But as far as your Pisces energy, you, you need to try to hone in on that, uh, the Capricorn energy of your moon, and balance out that Pisces water, right? Not allow your emotions to blur the lines of love, because Neptune can blur energies, right? It can, and then you have this epiphany moment, and then you're like, "What the hell is this?" And now you kind of really go ham in on picking them apart. But I think that initially meeting someone, take your time. I think that oftentimes, especially with the Pisces rising folks, you are very intuitive and you match based on the initial connection and even probably potential. And initial energies, initial connections can and often do fade. And so, what your earth sign, your Capricorn, and your Virgo needs is the time. Take your time to get to know your partner. Take your time to um, just don't move too fast. Yes, partnership is very important to you, but if they are the person, then they will pass the test of time. You don't have to change yourself. You don't have to alter yourself. You don't have to become what you think that they want you to become. Just be your natural, amazing, creative self, right? There's nothing wrong with dreams, but at some point, you have to wake up. You have to face reality. And so, face reality early on, and then that way you all can build dreams together. All right, Mimi, I appreciate you again for allowing me to do your love profile. Okay. And, I do wish you the love that you desire and deserve. All right. And for my listeners out there, if you would like a free love profile reading in this format, you can go to TajeAstrology.com and create your profile, right? Or you can email me at TajeAstrology@gmail.com. And what you want to do is give me your debut name, your name that you want me to call you. It could be your real name if you want. It could be a fake name. Just don't make it too crazy. I do keep your birth information outside of what you just saw here private, so I won't post your chart or anything along that line. I won't post your birthday. I will look at your chart and analyze it from that aspect. Of course, I need your date of birth, your time of birth, if you have it. If you don't, it limits me a little bit because I won't be able to see your rising sign. So if you can get it, get it. And you can get your time of birth by ordering your long form birth certificate at your vital statistics office in your city. And then the location of birth. So if you don't have the time, then give me the date of birth and your location of birth. And I will debut your reading right here on Taje Astrology. All right. So I will see you all in the next reading. Salute, 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 salute.